already have your front skirt piece cut. Now I'm doing the mini, so mine is shorter. And then the same fabric that you are making the pockets out of. And what you want to do, let's set this aside for a second, is this diagonal right here on the outsides, so this is the fold, is going to be where your pocket is, and that's what we need to line up. So I'm going to warn you, this is going to be hard to see because the houndstooth print is kind of busy, but what is most important is to line up these stripes and these stripes, and if you're just doing horizontal stripes, then you can just line those up. But I kind of have a grid going on here so you can see both directions, and we're going to want to line both of those up. So what I am going off of, and you want to make sure that that stays together. You can unfold it if you want, because this one, for example, you can see this box right here is a little bit further away from the edge, so that's why I'm cutting these one at a time so I can line up the other one. So I could technically unfold this. Alrighty, and I'm lining up, you get these bold boxes kind of with the bigger print where it's a little bit more zoomed in of the houndstooth, and I'm lining that up. So I just kind of wiggle that around, and you want to make sure that you're actually moving your fabric and not stretching it. That's really, really important because you don't want to stretch or warp or anything like that. So what I am getting here, so I've got these lines lined up here, here, and from here to here, you probably can't see it now, but this is the edge of the pocket, so that's the part that's going to need to be lined up most importantly. So I've got these lined up across here. Let me see. Okay, so this is the edge of my pocket right there. And so I've got these lined up, these lined up, these lined up, and these lined up. So what you want to do now is make sure that that stays put, and take your pattern piece and you're going to lay it right on top here. Okay. And carefully make sure that none of the fabric is shifting or anything like that. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the top edge with the top edge of my skirt and the side edge with the side edge of my skirt right here. So that slant right here, and you only have to do this for the pocket outers because the inners you're not going to see. That's just the inner lining. But this triangle right here is the part that you're going to see. And so you want to line that up with these edges here and here. And then what I like to do is put my hand right here because you can feel through your pattern piece. That's the edge of the pocket. So hold it right there and very, very carefully slip your skirt out from underneath. Just very lightly move it and make sure that you don't shift your bottom fabric. So now that we've got that, I can place my pattern weights down here, and you're going to go ahead and cut out your pocket piece. And you don't have to do this, but I really think it just gives you a really lovely professional finish. It makes your pockets look really, really nice when you have that continuous print. If you want, it's always really fun to do a bold contrast print or you know, something like that in your pockets. And my rotary blade is a little bit dull. So we got a couple pieces that are just stuck there. Okay, so we've got our pocket cut out now. And what I'm gonna do to show you is lay this piece, so that's our pocket. And this is our skirt. And once our edges are lined up, you can see that that is just seamless. These line up perfectly and these line up perfectly. Now, what you might be wondering is this is going to be hemmed, but that doesn't matter because what you're looking to line up is the edges here, since those are going to go together, and the edges here. So even if we take this back for where you hem your edge of your pocket, it's still going to match up perfectly. So that is how we do that. Okay, so I just got finished with, so I sewed the liner on, top stitched it there, and then you sew around the edge of your pocket. So I got that all done. And if we did this right, when you lay this out here and flatten everything out, then you will see that they line up perfectly. So I've got great lines here. I've got great lines here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see. I think I've got my camera at an angle. So, but yeah, you can see that those line up really, really nicely, and it just continues here and it continues here perfectly. So the last step that you really want to make sure and do, and some of these smaller steps are easy to skip over, but if you're trying to match these patterns, you definitely want to just take the time. And that is that when you are finishing assembling your pocket, you do go ahead and make sure that those are right where you want them and baste these edges. And that is in the instructions as well, but I just want to reiterate that if you are trying to stripe match or pattern match, that step is really important. So we've got these all clipped down, and let's see, I'll give you a close up here of how nicely that lines up. And so we're going to go ahead and baste those, and we'll finish the assembly of our skirt. So I just wanted to show you, I went ahead and put my finished skirt on my mannequin, and this is our pocket detail. It looks really, really lovely. It's just such a nice professional finish, how everything lines up so perfectly, and it's a really nice touch to add to your me-made garments. Since we are making them ourselves, we have the opportunity to add really lovely special finishes like that. Hope you found this helpful, and happy crafting.